Hello, guys. I want to speak about real quick tonight about rental property scams and fraudulent apartment ownership. This is happening right here um, in the city of Shreveport, Louisiana. Again, we are dealing with fraudulent property owners, rental property scams. We renters are becoming victims of all these things. I'm going to give you guys 5 things to look for is to know when your landlord is scamming you, where they come off as okay, they're renting out a particular property or a particular rental unit. It's your first apartment. You're excited. You can't wait to get into your new place. But a lot of signs we fail to look at, y'all. A lot of stuff we fail to look at, and this is criminal. Whether the police want to face it or not, law enforcement want to face up to it. It is criminal, and you can stand your ground and let these officers or the police know this as a renter. Okay, one of the first red flags you look for, people, is to look for or to know when your landlord is scared, or to know when you become a victim of a false scam of a landlord or a particular property owner at your rental property. So one of the first things that I noticed for my first time experiencing this was make sure you know who your actual legitimate property owner is. That's the first thing. Pull property records. Make sure you know who your landlord is. Make sure even your landlord is legitimate. First thing you must do is make sure, um, are they registered with the city of Shreveport or whatever city or county you live in within your state. That's a number one key, y'all. If you are renting from a particular landlord and also your property owner, you always supposed to have a property owner. If you are on a rental property, they are property owners, which owns that particular property. Okay? Okay. Now, one thing that I have never looked at this even in the past, but now I'm much more aware, is that when you become a victim or a person that's fallen under a scam of a particular landlord or a particular property owner, okay? If this happens to you, you are to report it immediately to law enforcement. It is called a white collar crime. These landlords know exactly what they're doing. It is not like, and some of these landlords, excuse me, property owners as well, have been in the business for years. Since COVID-19, we've seen an uprise um, in rental property scams across the nation. It's not being talked about. I'm pretty much one of the few that's speaking about this. The only thing we're hearing about is rent increases, price gouging for gas, but not too many people are speaking about rental property scams. And it's happening right here in the city of Shreveport, Louisiana. This is a crime, people. You landlords that are doing this, or particular property owners that is doing this, you will face jail time, possibly prison. Um, this is criminal. If you are not registered with your local city or county or parish or any of those things, and you're renting out to your particular quote unquote tenants because you're trying to make a quick few fast bucks under them, not registering your property, that's the first thing. Secondly, you're coming off as under false pretenses. It's called misrepresentation of a business. Okay, I do not understand why some of you people get into becoming a landlord when you are committing crimes. When you do become one, you are committing crimes. Um, it's like, how can I put it? How can I put it? You landlords have grown desperate. You have actually turned to criminal ways, breaking laws in order to start these rental properties. You're not being honest with your tenants. You're not being honest with yourself, and you will be caught. I promise you, you will be caught. Okay. Second, renters, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to make sure you are pulling property records. Do not go onto your rental property blindsided. You've lived there throughout your whole lease, not knowing your particular property owner or landlord was fake, was a scam. Did you know that? Did you know that your property could be actually just a fake, and yet they're still asking for your rent money? It should never be. That should never be. Be like me, pull property records, know your landlord, get to know your property owner, make sure that these property owners and these landlords are legitimate. If you have any questions, leave your comments below. I'll be glad to answer them. Also, I am also reachable through my cell phone. I'm going to be doing I'm going to be doing several videos concerning this and the importance and urgency you renters must look for and at these rental properties. Yes, you're excited. You finally got your own place and you know you can't wait to move in. But guess what? I've been there. Excitement to the roof. You couldn't stop me from being happy. But what we're failing to look at, y'all, is that these rental properties, some of your rental properties are not legitimate. And what I mean by that is that these particular rental properties that you guys are renting from, not only does that landlord owe you your money back, he's going to jail. So he might as well get ready for the three cots and you know how they say it. Because this is criminal and it is punishable. It is just, from what I'm understanding, it's a misdemeanor, but it could be upgraded for considering the severity. Are you living under horrible living conditions? Why you're being scammed by your landlord? You all need to know. You all need to take a look and know the signs. Is your apartment unit being fixed? Is this particular landlord ignoring your work orders, ignoring your repair request? That's another sign to look for. Are they keeping their part of the lease agreement? Because if they're not holding to their part of the lease agreement, they've broken it. So which means you're able to move out. But unfortunately, a lot of people are staying put because of the high rent prices has gone up. But also back to what I was saying, you guys need to be aware of what's going on at your rental property. Also, I would strongly suggest that many renters begin looking for ownership, rent to own, start looking for your first house to buy. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Because you know, it's getting real bad out there, y'all. These landlords are scamming tenants. We've become victims of actual fraud because these landlords are defrauding us. And remember to report this to your local law enforcement agency, people. Your landlord can go to jail for doing this, period. This is under penal code. Make sure you're pulling your property records. Make sure you know who your landlord is at all times, and make sure that make sure your rental property is legitimate. There is we are experiencing what I have never seen ever of wherever I've lived. I've never seen this before, ever, where there are these fraudulent fake property owners popping up all over the place. Since COVID-19, we've seen an uprise in these fraudulent fake ownerships, in which this is a federal offense. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You're right. This is a federal offense. Oh no, honey. This is beyond a little small misdemeanor. This is a federal offense and this is a federal crime. Are you listening to me? Because this is serious. This is money. This is money. This is rent money we're paying to these landlords. At the same time, they're scamming us. We become their victims, and I'm not tolerating this no more. I'm tolerating this shit no damn more. Because when this happens, by you not asking questions and by us not saying nothing, they're gonna continue to do this, y'all. This is criminal. And I've said this 1,000 times. You landlords that's doing this crap, you will be caught. As a matter of fact, they've caught some already, which I'm very thankful for. We as renters have become victims of fraudulent, whether it be property owners, landlords. They're lying to you about their business. You can't even find them under the city registry. Can you find your landlord's name under your city? Let me know. Leave your comments below, because this is an outrage. You all need to make sure they're registered with your city or county or parish from whichever state you live. That's right. And it is punishable, and it is a crime. It is called a white collar crime. Are you listening to me? This is punishable. And not to mention a federal offense too. Yeah, we'll holler at you. I bet you won't do this no more when you get out the feds. We owe it to ourselves as renters. You don't let no landlord scam you. You all need to be woke and make sure you knowing who you renting from. Bottom line. These fraudulent fake landlords are popping up all over the place. Y'all be careful. They're accepting your rent. Something in the back of my mind would say, this, no, I can't accept these people's rent. I'm a fraud. I'm a scam. I can't accept these people's rent. But these landlords don't care. They're accepting our rent money. These are criminals. But they'll come to you as just as legitimate, business minded. They got the whole thing wrapped up in their hands. Perfect scam. Perfect scam. But do you know the signs? That's the question. I know the signs. Do you? Do not allow yourself as a renter to become victim or fall victim to these fraudulent landlord property scams. And I'm gonna be doing a few videos on this throughout tomorrow as well. Make sure you all know the signs of when you're under a fraudulent rental property owner. This is serious, y'all. They're not gonna tell you nothing. I mean, the scam is they do it so good to where if you're not catching on to what they're doing, you're not gonna know nothing. You're not gonna know nothing. This is happening here in the city of Shreveport, Louisiana. This is a federal crime. You landlords that's doing this, I want you all to please share this video tonight. Share this video, share. And also, let's bring much attention to this, what's going on as far as these rental property scams and fraudulent apartment ownerships, y'all. And these are crimes. So let's share these videos, y'all. Push that notification bell if you want to see future videos from me. And with that, I'm gonna tell you all have a great night. Be safe out there. I'm gonna be doing another extended video, YouTube video this tomorrow. I'm only gonna do 15 minutes probably. Yeah, 15 minutes at the most. But I'll stay on here another minute or so. But again, I had to let you all know and be aware of this. Hey, you're paying your rent. You're a tenant. Until we become homeowners and all of that, then that's when we'll know. But again, we won't have to worry about that ever again in life, being a renter. So anyways, love y'all. Have a great night. Be blessed. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace.